Hi there, everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of my Sea Ice Challenge series. I'm Icon, and today I hope we will survive the rest of this brutal winter, and hopefully nobody will die. Last episode, Julian lost his arm by getting shot 3 times in a row into the arm by a raider. I don't know how that went down, but it sure went down. So we got the plague on Julian here. Honestly, that's not really too much of a big issue there. Bishop is a pretty decent doctor, and the only thing I got to do is to assign him to a top priority towards bed resting. And let's see how our first treatment goes with herbal meds. 38%. So 38% is not really a good amount of treatment success, so I've got to check if the immunity is actually positive or not. Usually I use a mod for that, but since we're running vanilla this time, I don't have any mods available for this. But this looks like there's a slow bias towards immunity winning that race. Yeah. Now at this point the immunity is 1% ahead of the plague, so I'm pretty sure we should be quite fine with just the herbal medicine alone. My power is right now in a little bit of a problematic phase, so let's turn off the smelter for a sec. These things do cost a lot of energy anyways. I could also turn off a few of these machines, and there we go, problem solved. Alright. I'm going to give Julian now 1 regular medicine shot. Or do I? Well, no, I don't. We don't need to do that. Oh, the second tending went with 47% quality, so it's now just Julian being not productive for a few days, but honestly, that's not too much of an issue. Alrighty. Bishop survived many years all on his own out here, so he will be able to do so for a few days longer without everything falling apart. The only advantage you could really get out of a higher quality treatment here would be that the immunity gain would happen faster, and therefore I would be able to use him in case of a raid a little bit less carefully. But, you know, since medicine is so hard to come by in these areas, I rather stick with the guns I got. Speaking about guns, Julian, incapable of manipulation, alright. He lost his ability to manipulate. Poor thing. Well, we still need to acquire some new some new steel here. Medical emergency, but that's not really anything because he's immune now. Good stuff. Alright. That was a rather harmless event, and I'm quite happy about it. So I do notice that my amounts of hydroponics are just oh so sufficient, which is quite annoying to me because I really would like and prefer to stockpile food in a larger scale, but I do realize that this is not as easy as I want it to be, because right now I notice that I'm only gaining something like 20 to 30 units of rice per harvest, which are actually more than the stuff they consume. So therefore, yeah, we need more hydroponic banks. Who would have guessed? But that's not the end of the world. Oh, there's still an auto pistol to be smeltered. The fearful blueprint. Well, honestly, I highly doubt that I will be able to do that. So the rewards would be quite okay. I'd love to get that honor, but at the same time, I feel like, what should I build? With meat? I mean, basically, as soon as it's frozen solid, it should suffice, you know. Alright, there's some mollies and some components from the last episode still lying around here. The components are especially important for me, because this means we're not needing new components from the fabrication bench for a while. I also noticed that the fabrication bench is being used quite often here for replenishing our components, so I think it was a really good investment there. Alright, there we go. Bishop meanwhile tries his best to get cooking to level 8, so we are able to process the human meat into different products. Although I gotta say, it doesn't seem like right now with this food amount, I don't think with this harvesting amount I'll be able to cook up too many packaged survival meals anyways. But what I'll try will be quite simple. Oh, okay, maybe I just had an unlucky harvest there. But my other idea was to just grow one cycle of potatoes and just use potatoes exclusively for the what's it called again? For the packaged survival meals. So like we're eating rice for ourselves and the potatoes will be all used for the trade goods. Whatever might be the case, I need traders. Without traders, no trade. Glorious logic, isn't it? But beyond that, we're just going to have to wait for the next event, and that's what we're going to do. See you then. And the next rice harvest is upon us, which is not really a large event, but I will use this cycle now to go towards the next cycle of smoke leaves. Catfish the Forlorn. Well, no thanks. Because I feel like it's about time to get our cooking skill ahead. And, you know, after all, almost 400 units of rice are enough. I also allowed Julian to haul again after he has... Wait a sec. Why is he still wearing that elephant leather parka over the synthread parka? Is he really? Wait a sec. Did he really? With that synthread parka, his insulation into negative temperatures is way better. I'd be more than surprised if he preferred that thing one more time. But just in case that the armor stats are that appealing to him, I'll rather block it for now. Because with Julian's new insulation, he's well fit to haul again. We did haul into our little shack a couple of units of Devil's Strand, which fell from the sky during the end of the last episode. And since it's now not as chilling anymore, well, I'm going to wait a couple of days now, but then Julian will be finally allowed again to mine that meteorite away, which is going to be really important for us because every single scrap of money counts. And I'm really considering now that whenever a trade caravan is visiting me physically, that I am actually trying to give them presents like crazy to make them my friends. Because once factions are my friends, we can call them from the comms console for various good things. We can either call them for help in case of an attack, but we can also call them for a trade caravan, which will be in the late game possibly a way more reliable way of fetching traders into our vicinity than waiting for the trade ships. The only real important question there is, will it be even possible, or will we be forever locked out due to bad temperature? That could be another thing happening, but whatever will be happening, we have to wait until the next event goes down. So we're going to send Julian to mine here, though, nevertheless. His manipulation is now a lot worse than it was, because he's only one-armed now. Poor guy. But at the same time, he somehow manages to mine with just one arm. And he's also not hypothermic at that point, so win-win. Let's see. I gotta be careful, though. can't be going well forever. There we go. Nighttime's coming, but Julian is smart. Julian is going home. That's good. All right. So we got no trouble with that either. I really would love to make him a prosthetic. We actually got the technology, but I don't have the steel, which is kind of tragic, but I can't change it for now. There we go. I'm trying to shut down unnecessary benches more often now to conserve some of that power. We're regularly not in trouble anymore with this kind of topics, but I don't want to provoke anything here due to sloppiness or paying not enough close attention to the batteries or just being busy fighting outside. You know, these things, they happen. Sometimes you can't do anything because you're too busy killing raiders. And that's exactly the kind of situation where you don't want your batteries to run dry and turn your home into a frigid grave. No, come on, Julian. Seriously, you're leaving one chunk there? That's so typical. Alrighty. So, smoke leaf is taking so friggin' long to grow compared to rice, but I guess we have to sustain through that. I do want to create as many of these as possible, and Julian is halfway there. Halfway there. 1 point of cooking more, and we're going to transform all this into food, or into bio, or into chem fuel, whatever happens first. And let's see what's going to be the next event here. Another something has dropped from the sky, and this time it's a marble meteorite, and the tribe of Rezabel is attacking us at the same moment. By now they're coming as 4, but that's not really an issue. We got guns, we got turrets, and therefore this attack shouldn't be that scary whatsoever. So I will try to get into these enemies though, because the less shots my turrets have to fire, the better. After all, ammunition is a thing for turrets, and therefore I don't want to waste my bullets. Alright. Let's see. A little bit further down here. All our enemies are wielding melee weapons, and therefore it's going to be a lot easier to take them down. Well, I don't think I need to burden down B. I'll keep my spells ready for the other folks, because, you know, just like I thought. They're not even getting close. And the burden spell is way more important once they start to swarm us, because the first guy running slow is not that much of an issue. The first guy tackling down the first guy is not that difficult, but as long as they're bundled up like that, the situation is way more dangerous. But you see, never bring a knife to a gunfight. This sentiment has been never more true. Alright, at this point I gotta say our enemies are providing lots and lots of materials for us, which is something I really deeply appreciate, because we're not only gaining food from them and leather, we're also gaining a lot of metals from via their weapons, because everything here was made out of steel. So turn on the smelter, we made profit. I'm really happy about that one, actually. Let's fill the graves again. Right now I don't want to butcher too many enemies, out of a simple reason: my storage area is growing overcrowded. So I also want to mine down that meteorite here. Although it's a little bit nasty, we have to build up a stonecutter's workbench for that. Something we don't have right now. And I wonder if it's really that important right now, actually, to be able to chunk down a few stones. You know, there's not really much profit in that. Let's see. Let's see how many chunks I'll even gain, because so far it doesn't look too good. 1 chunk so far. Are you kidding me? Seriously? 1 chunk? That's all? Wow, one chunk. Definitely not gonna build a Stonecutter's workbench for that. UC Interplanetary is paying us a visit, so let's say hi to UC Interplanetary. They're buying my reefers, God bless, but beyond that, they're also buying my mollies or my frag grenades. Neither of those I want to sell away, but they do sell another assault rifle, which is extremely good. Me wants. Alright, we got that, so I'd say I'll keep these weapons here. Explosives are something I don't want to sell out of simple reasons. You never know when you really want to have them. Also, Molotov cocktails are excellent utility items. If you want to know what I mean, let's do a little bit of a demonstration. I think that's actually a good idea since we have that much crap lying around. So you see, you can get rid of unwanted bodies with Molotov cocktails super easy. There we go. And that's something I really do like Molotov cocktails for. Best news, we now have 2 assault rifles and I don't have to use the charge rifle anymore, which is something I really, really appreciate. By the way, if we smelt ranged weapons, we don't smelt charge weapons, chain shotguns, assault rifles, doomsday rocket launchers, well, incendiary launchers are not good in my opinion. Alright, let's keep it like that for now. It's not the ideal list of things I want to smelter down, but it's pretty close to. Alright, there's a stack of pemmican lying around and 2 more weapons. Alrighty, nice. Like, seriously. Tara and the Force Weather. Tara wants to join me in exchange for a rainy thunderstorm. Oh man, if there would be only anything I'd want to have a new colonist for, I'd be actually more than willing to pick her up, but, well, you know, I don't really see what I would gain out of that, so I'll rather not. As much as it annoys me to say that. Ooh, a pack of man-hunting caribou. Alright. So, first things first, we have to flick off the gun turrets to make sure that the caribou are not triggering them, and we're just going to do what we did the last time when there was a manhunter attack. Just stay inside and chill out. Because the gun turrets would fire down the caribou if I would have them activated, but instead of hassling myself with that, I'll just wait it out. They'll either run away or attack raiders for me, or I'll take them down and take the leather. I mean, we got 2 assault rifles after all. Shouldn't be that hard. 2 assault rifles and a burden spell. Come on. I can't ignore that opportunity. I mean, most likely there's going to be no gain out of that, but who knows, you know? Who knows? Alright. We gotta wait though. This is a very unfortunate situation right now. I want to wait a little bit until they spread out. Alright, let's go. Let's hold open the door and fall back a bit. Keep open that door for me as a fallback plan. And Julian will fire right away, and Bishop will burden. Alright. I really need to keep burdening these beasts. That's really, really important. Alright. And now let's fire them down. Well, sadly, friggin' Scaria. Alrighty, so, well, Let's see. Unlucky, man. Unlucky. So, I don't want any rotten things in here. So take that away from me. And... allow them. Alright, there we go. So, yet another situation where you can just be happy about having a Molotov cocktail at home. Or two. Let's get rid of that situation real quick. Alright, I'm kind of sad that this went down like that. Because I would have preferred it differently. Alright, that's enough. Let's get rid of the other items here as well. There we go. The firefighters, you know. They'd be actually quenching those fires instead of just letting the corpses burn away. Anywho, we got that. A psychic soothe as a reward for this adventure. I appreciate that as well. Just a little bit uncomfortable with the amount of food available for me here, because we're running low on rice, but there's still enough pemmican to bring us through. The growth time of the cannabis is just insane. Smoke leaf, I'm sorry. Growth time of the smoke leaf is really hassling me here a bit, and I am actually considering to cancel this growth, but we're gonna be fine. We got enough food to get through this. We have more than enough food. So there's a animal migration of megasloths. Oh boy. Megasloths are insanely profitable. So we're going to be nasty here. Since they would be attacking us if we aggravate one of theirs directly, we're going to cheese it a little bit. You see, now one of the flock is just slowed down due to the burden spell. It's not? Are you kidding me? Alright. No, I'll rather not. Seriously, if 3 megasloths go down on us, 2 assault rifles won't be stopping these beasties. I was just hoping that I would probably get enough slowdown on these guys to actually hunt them, but these are the situations where just a little bit too much greed can kill off everybody, and I know that we won't be able to take down 3 megasloths at once. I would consider myself happy if I would be able to take down 2 at once, but let's not get started with about 3. Okay, never mind then. Pity though. So everybody has a simple meal in his pockets, and there are still simple meals available, so that's okay. Still, the amount of food these 2 guys are consuming per day is really, really, really scary, I gotta say. And therefore, I want to change the plantation plan now to rice. Because, you know, we are gaining something out of that harvest already, so I'll rather harvest it away, plant down the rice, and sleep a little bit easier now, because this really scares me, okay? And I'm probably not that wrong about it. Okay, but never mind. We got ourselves a really large amount of smoke leaf leaves, and therefore there's really no problem in gaining a lot of money for these 2 fellas. Oh, there's still 1 Arctic coyote we could just burn away. But, well, there's another one. Whatever. Animal corpses are not that important to be removed after all. They don't trigger too heavy debuffs. human corpses are triggering way heavier debuffs, and cooking is getting close to the next level. But just like I mentioned it a few times before, I have the slight feeling like it will be pretty tough for me to process all that stuff. Shorty. No, I don't want Shorty joining me. Thanks. Alrighty. I already got enough trouble to bring 2 people through this whole nightmare here, so I'll rather not bring Shorty here. So, Starflight basics have been researched. Okay, so we'd need long-range mineral scanners for that one. Okay, will do. In the end, I really consider picking up a AI core via trading would be the ideal thing, but I really consider adventuring during the summer at some point as an option. Let's see if that's gonna happen or not. Speaking about happening, let's see what happens next. And look at me, lucky person. There's a slaver just a few hours later. I don't consider myself that lucky for a slaver, but you see, that's why I keep creating all these drugs, because I know slavers buy that kind of stuff, and there is no problem for me. I don't want to buy the panoxycillin. It's too much money for something which we can't just cure by our own hands, so yeah. Bye guys, and thanks for buying my reefers or something like that. We didn't really gain too much out of the situation. Which is a pity, but you know. It's a tad bit sad that all the time we are that bottlenecked by the arrival of bulk goods traders. Overall, the Sea Ice challenge is a lot of a RNG challenge. It's the random number generator taketh or giveth, you know. It's sure, your own decisions matter. What you self as a player do matters a lot, but it doesn't matter that much as it does on other biomes, because right now I have really no say in when I will receive the next portion of steel. So yaks joined us. A breeding pair even. Do they have something like milk? Yeah, they do. Do I want that? Am I able to feed that? Am I willing to feed that? Nah. Not really. But I'll enjoy the extra meat there, honestly. So, Bish, do the handling. Well, it's food after all, and it's a quite substantial amount of food as well. So we're going to dine fine tonight. Tomorrow night, maybe. So we're going to be able to create ourselves some fine meals due to the yaks. And, well, I was considering for a short moment to keep them alive and make them my new companion buddies, but, you know, I don't really see the benefit in that. To be quite honest, I think that it's not the time yet for me to raise livestock. As soon as I'm able to build a few more hydroponics and stuff, I'd say yes. But without the hydroponics right now, I don't feel comfortable with the idea of herbivores in my base. If it would have been something, well, I could have bought some wargs from the slavers. I should consider that in the future, because every carnivoric animal is actually easy to feed in this environment due to the simple reason that we are seeing raiders in such vast amounts that meat is basically always available. Just not that kind of meat a human being would like to eat. But, well, you know, the work doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, just a thought along the line. But, on the other hand, if the work doesn't eat the raider, I can turn the raider into money. So that's another point that's simply not to be forgotten. But for now, I just have to wait until I get enough steel, and it's making me crazy. But I won't be building the refinery if I only have 215 units of steel available. Sure, I could afford it, yes, but I have no clue when I will get restocks, so I'll rather play it carefully here, as much as it might annoy me. Anywho, friends, that's the end of yet another episode. An immense structure. Yeah, no. A solar flare. Alright, is there... let's see if we can harvest those thingies already. Well, let's check it out. Just when I want to say goodbye to today's episode. Yeah, well, cutting them didn't do anything. Okay, too bad. So let's sit out the solar flare before I roll into the outro, because, you know, solar flares are scary flares. Yeah, the plants are dying. Colonists are not dying, though. It's August after all, and therefore the temperatures are rather mild. Just warmth at minus 37 degree outside there. Nobody here is considering that as a particularly bad weather, which is in itself telling quite some story. Alright, Bishop finally gained cooking level 8, so our next mission in the next episode will be to gather up enough rice to sustain myself, and then we're going to cook up some potatoes and finally start creating those packaged survival meals. Alrighty, drop me some comments down below. As you all know, I love hearing from you, and thank you so much for watching, of course. I am very, very happy with all that attention you guys have for this series. And as usual, give it a thumbs up to make it more visible to the almighty algorithm. It really helps a lot, and like I say at every episode, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, make me a happy content creator if you want to, or just have a good time, stay safe, and come back soon. See you then, friends. Bye-bye.